Good to see you, Pete.
Yeah, good to be here.
You look trim and fit. Did you lose a little bit of weight this offseason?
Yeah, just a little bit. But for me, it's just I want to come in ready to go. And throughout my off-season training, I want to be built to last. I want to play 100-something 80 games this year, and hopefully we're playing ball until November.
I thought it might be because you got caught stealing for the first time in your career. You'd been 100% up until that.
Yeah, no, I mean, actually, you know what? That's actually the real reason.
I appreciate
that's
that.
actually the real reason.
Hey, I want to go a little deeper with you. It was almost a year ago, on your way to camp last year, the car accident. I know I talked to you the next day. You said it changed your perspective on a lot of things, right? So now a year later, after the year that you had last year and life in general, what are you most excited about coming into camp this year as a New York Met?
Well, firstly, I'm very happy that my adventure over here wasn't as eventful.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. So, as are we.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, when you go through something like that, I mean, it changes a lot of things, even though that you weren't, like for me, it's not that I wasn't appreciative, but it just heightens a lot of feelings towards the blessings in life. And for me, again, I'm just really happy to be here, and we have a really exciting group so far. So it's really exciting.
On that note, I'm going to put you on the spot. What are you most excited about to see this spring? Could be the team in general, could be a particular guy, could be the attitude, whatever. What are you most excited about coming to camp?
Well, to be honest, I mean, we have just we have a great core group of guys that we established great relationships with last year. I mean, like the chemistry left over from last year, like there's no doubt that it's there, but I'm really excited to see how like the new additions to the team mesh in and kind of like how's this going to work. And I mean, and also that's stuff that you really can't find out in spring training or in basically advanced scrimmages. Like when you get to real baseball during season, when April starts, that's what I'm really excited for. When we start to face adversity, how are we going to be able to work through those and come together and really put together a good season?
What can you learn from the last month of last season and then into the postseason? Exactly what you're talking about, facing that adversity. How do you learn from what happened there?
In one of the meetings, I told some of the guys this, that I feel like even though like we played excellent ball all year long, we were extremely consistent from day one to 162. We didn't obviously end up the way we wanted. The whole goal is to get to the playoffs after 162 and then capitalize and then obviously compete and win the championship. So for us, I feel like going down that road, once we kind of got halfway through September, as a team, I feel like we didn't have as much fun as we should have. So granted that it's awesome to work hard and really like you work hard so hard all year long and you finally are right there close to the finish line, I feel like we didn't enjoy it as much as we should have, because baseball, you never know when kind of like you can capture magic, and I feel like that we had it, but we didn't necessarily fully enjoy the success that we had after a long year.
You guys did play amazing baseball cover to cover, but you fell short in the playoffs in that Atlanta series. But I think you gained some great experience and some big at-bats. I think you mentioned something in your press conference. What do those at-bats mean to you going into another situation like that where you're hopefully in the playoffs again? Could you lean back on something like that?
Oh, for sure. Like those high pressure situations, you can't really expect what it's going to be like until you're thrown in the fire. That's when you can draw from those situations, and having higher experience in those, I feel like that's when you really can learn on or lean on past experience, because when you go through like big series in July, they don't feel the same as in October. So I mean, everything in the postseason is with the magnifying glass. And also, too, I think, Jerry, to your point, like, it was a tough Atlanta series, like, getting swept by the Braves. Yeah, it stunk. But I feel like that the season, it really changed the week before, or a week and a half before, where we lost 5 out of 6 when we played at home, when we played the Nationals and the Cubs. We got swept at home by the Cubs, and we lost 2 out of 3 to the Nationals. Because you split the hairs between us and the Braves. Like, we were basically even. I mean, they won one more game, granted, but we dropped 5 of 6 at home. And I think that's when, like, people always point to the Braves series, but it's like, okay, well, what about the previous week? So I think for us, that was a really, really pivotal point where we lost a lot of ground last year.
40 homers, 131 RBIs for you season ago. I mean, tremendous season. When you begin a spring, do you look at those numbers and say, well, I want to better that?
Naturally, that's the inclination, but as a hitter, I have to be smart because, granted, I mean, Jerry, if you get a guy, you circle him in the lineup, and you know what? I'm not giving this guy anything. So for me, I have to be patient. I have to take what the game gives me. I can't try and force a situation because that's when I get myself and my team in trouble. I have to stay within myself and just take whatever the opponent's willing to give.
All right, Pete, great to visit with you.
Yeah.
Have a great WBC.
Thank you.
Right, and a great season, and we look forward to it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.